not only are they wanting to, glean from people who are more experienced than them, but they also want to give. So we have people, helping each other on how to prepare for a big listing appointment, or, how to get more organized with their database. So we see a lot of people wanting to share.
You are listening to the 10-4 at R4 podcast, recorded live at RE/MAX R4 2020 from the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. In this episode, we discuss
office culture
with
Chantelle Limon
of
RE/MAX Integrity
from
Camarillo, California.
Now, here are your hosts, Jesse Peters and Michael Thorne.
Welcome to the 10-4 at R4 podcast. I am Michael Thorne of RE/MAX Lifestyles Realty in Langley, BC, and in my co-host chair, Jesse Peters.
That is I, Michael Thorne from RE/MAX Executives on the island of the prairies, Winnipeg, Canada.
And our guest in this episode is Chantelle Limon, and it's a 10-minute podcast, so we jump right into it. No further little banter. Chantelle,
let's do this.
Office culture. It's something that Jesse and I have spoken about a ton. It's something that we both have really pursued in our careers, making sure that we are in good office culture.
Yes.
Why is office culture so important in a 2020 world?
Well, I think about it from kind of the fresh new school way of thinking, where people really care about who they work with and what their day in their office looks like. And nobody wants to be sitting at a desk all day bored out of their mind. They want to be surrounded by friends, people who are share similar interests. And we recognize that in our brokerage. And so we've tried to build an office culture that's fun, where people want to feel like they're hanging out while they're working, and not a place where you dread to go every day for 8 hours or however long you're going to be in the office.
And I think there's a lot of things that spill off of that interaction. This idea of sharing ideas. I definitely see our industry change dramatically. I've been in it for 25 years, where people sort of hoarded their creativity or their marketing ideas or their secrets, and they kept them to themselves, and they weren't really willing to share. I think that's less prevalent in a RE/MAX world, where people are coming from a place of abundance. But this idea that if I've got 7 secrets and you've got 7 secrets, if we share them with each other, we both have 14.
Yes.
And this idea that we can learn from each other a lot more, and if you create this place of culture, I think sort of you move faster together when you're all sort of pulling in the same direction. So that definitely seems to be more important with millennials and generations as they come along, thankfully. And we're seeing older agents sort of embrace it a lot more in our industry. So you've been at this for a while. How have you seen the desire for office culture gain momentum in recent years?
I've seen it. I've worked with RE/MAX Integrity for 11 years, and I've seen it in every age group and in every demographic, really. Even in our office, we have about a dozen agents, and they kind of came to us and said, we feel like one team. We're all individual, independent contractors, but we want to work together. So we're seeing a lot of sharing back and forth, no secrets of information, with agents craving that. Not only are they wanting to, glean from people who are more experienced than them, but they also want to give. So we have people, helping each other on how to prepare for a big listing appointment, or, how to get more organized with their database. So we see a lot of people wanting to share.
And seeing that in the brokerages and the offices now, I really feel that it is starting to outweigh low desk fees. Or, hey, here's how many leads we can provide you. Give an office culture that I feel that I'm a part of every day, right? And do you like that? That is outranking desk fees.
Well, it has value. There's value to it.
Would you not agree?
I agree. I don't think the focus is on that as much anymore. How much do I have to pay to get this or that? Or, how much is a copy machine print? Or, what do I get in an office? It's like, you get this. People want to be part of something. And I think that's really, really high on what agents want these days, is being part of something bigger than them.
So when that vision and working together to create that and being a part of that, what's retention like now?
Yeah, I mean, retention, it's not about the transaction, it's about the people, and it's about, helping each other, coming alongside one another, to really show support. In my office, I mean, we are like way past real estate. Like everybody knows who's going through what, who's having a hard time with their teenager, who's trying to have a baby, and we help each other. We'll, spend a lot of time together outside of the office, and, it's very common.
Incredible.
And this industry is very taxing. Long hours, we're dealing with tons of emotion. There's a lot of those things happening. And if the office environment you're in sucks more energy out of you, then you will avoid going there. But if your office is a place where you can go and regenerate yourself and get a little energy off each other and bounce those ideas, then it becomes a place that adds value to your business, to your clients, to your family. I've noticed that. I've been in both those offices. I've been in an office where it sucked the energy from me, and where I can go and recharge my batteries, and there are two different offices.
And it's kind of the balance, right? We have a group of people who are very similar. So they like coming to the office. They like talking to each other. They love, we'll bring food in and share food with everybody. We do all kinds of stuff. We have a massage therapist coming to give chair massages.
My kind of office.
But these people, they produce. Like, we don't want to create an office culture of just like silly, giggly nonsense, because we are RE/MAX, we're top producing agents. So we've kind of started to attract that type of agent who's going to bust their butt, work hard, be exhausted by the end of the day, but who kind of comes to the office for a break, a fun, a engagement with other friends, and it does recharge them.
To be a part of the team, right? You may be an individual realtor, but when you have the culture of similar core values that has been attracted, you feel like you are a part of a team, even though a lot of us are independent contractors.
Yeah, that's what we like. I mean, that's what's kind of naturally formed in our brokerage, is that feeling of all being on the same team.
And the thing about culture, I've definitely witnessed, is it is difficult to build and quick to lose, right? And you have to protect culture at all costs. And people that see it as, like your agents that see the culture, they buy into the protection of it because they see the value in that.
So we have to fiercely protect them. So I will say the quickest way to improve your culture is, get rid of the people that are hurting it. And, we've learned that. We've learned it a little bit of the hard way. Yeah. But you can't fiercely protect your flock and then bring in, a bad apple. They will turn on you too. So, it's about weeding those out.
And it is difficult from the traditional building of a real estate broker where bums and seats are really important. Yeah. And you look at those bottom lines month to month. But if two of those bums and seats are going to cause your good agents to go somewhere else in pursuit of culture, then that's kind of short-sighted too as well.
Yeah, and there's things that the brokerage can do that can really build office culture, not very expensive, and keep it easy and fun, like celebrating people's birthdays. Or my office, we do a champagne toast at every closing. We're a miracle office, so we're celebrating every single house we sell as a miracle home. We're doing fundraisers together. So many little things that you can do from the brokerage level that really will build up your office culture.
That's what you're talking about too as well, is being a part of something bigger. Like CMN and being a miracle office is a perfect example of being involved in something as a group of you that you can see that's having an impact on your community. And you've always been a huge supporter of CMN in your office.
We have been a miracle office since 2010, and we're so proud of it.
Amazing.
Now it's time for the R4 Rapid 4.
All right, Chantelle,
you guys did not tell me about this part.
We got you.
I thought this was over.
No.
You rolled the dice 4 times before the pod.
You know who you're talking with, right?
All right, I did. I rolled the dice.
We're in Vegas. You rolled the dice, and we've got 10 nonsensical, silly questions on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Your first roll of dice was a 10, Jesse.
If a movie were made about your life,
oh wow,
who would play you?
Oh my gosh. You guys, you did not prep me for this. Who would play me? Probably some overachieving, scattered, stressed out actress with all the grace to fake it till she makes it. I don't know who we would say that is.
It's Mandy Moore, right? Is that who it is? It's Mandy Moore? That's who I think of. Number 3.
Oh, God.
What is the weirdest thing you have seen in someone else's home?
Oh, I've seen, oh, man. The weirdest thing, probably just way too many cats in one confined space.
That's hilarious. I was thinking of, like, is she going to say cat wallpaper? And you said cats.
Like too many cats in one small
Well, the
space.
thing about too many cats, not only do you see them,
Yes.
you know what I mean? You
My
can
eyes are
smell
starting
them.
to itch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff out there.
There is.
Number 8.
If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
I mean, I hate to pick on cats, but they are kind of rude.
That's
So we've had sea otters and cats. Love it.
A bunch of rude cats in a room together.
Oh, my
yes.
gosh. How do you guys come up with these questions?
Well, here we go. And the last one. I think this one's written by my son. Is this the one written by my son? No.
What
Okay.
number?
Number 1.
Number
No.
1.
No.
Number 1, rolling it out. Would you rather have noisy neighbors or nosy neighbors?
Oh, noisy.
Noisy.
Yeah. I could always put in some earplugs and mind my own life.
All day.
Those are great answers. and
Thanks, you guys.
That brings us to the end of this episode of the 10-4 at R4 podcast with our guest, Chantelle Limon. Thanks for joining us. My co-host is the exceptional Jesse Peters, and I'm Michael Thorne. We'll see you in the next one.
We love you guys. Thanks.
Adios, my friends.
Over and out.
That's this week's episode of the 10-4 at R4 podcast with your hosts Jesse Peters and Michael Thorne. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode. Thank you for watching.